something isn't tracking right, something is not working properly.
Generational talent, your star player, the cash cow.
I want to look like more information is coming out to how Caitlin Clark re-aggravated that.
Jacy Sheldon suspended for brutal assault on Caitlin Clark. This is massive news. Jacy Sheldon has officially been suspended, and yes, it is directly tied to that vicious hit on Caitlin Clark, the one that sent the entire internet into meltdown with over 12 million views in just one day, petitions pouring and fans canceling their All-Star tickets. This is no longer just drama, it is a complete reckoning for the WNBA, and if anyone thought the league could remain quiet while the biggest star was getting attacked, they need to think again.
Watching the Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun game, and I swear every time these two teams go up against one another, something happens, and it's honestly never good.
News has not broke that Caitlin Clark's hurt, but you can damn near be prepared for the verdict.
It is not just about what happened, it is about how it happened. Caitlin Clark had just put up 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in 28 minutes. She was in rhythm, showing glimpses of the brilliance that made everyone fall in love with her game, and then in an instant everything came to a halt. 1 second she is leading the Fever to their 3rd straight victory, and the next she is on the floor holding her leg in pain, the groin again the same. Frustrating injury, only this time it looked even worse.
So as you guys can see here, she is dribbling down, she plants her foot, she passes the ball to Kelsey Mitchell on the back door, and then when she is running back on the other end of the court, it seems like she's grabbing her.
These referees was completely ridiculous yesterday. It was just a...
Here is where it gets messy. The viral clip that exploded online shows Jacy Sheldon. Yes, the Jacy Sheldon clearly extending her leg into Caitlin's groin area. It is not subtle. You do not need to zoom in or strain your eyes from 2 separate angles. Her leg is fully lifted, knee extended, and the contact is obvious. Clark immediately grabs her leg. It was not an act. She was seriously hurt, and the referee, who was standing just a few feet away, did absolutely nothing. No call, no whistle, no ejection, just silence.
You could just tell that something happened on that.
Let us not act like this came out of nowhere, because it did not. This was never just about competitive defense. This was years in the making. Clark and Sheldon have history, intense college matchups that always got heated with elbows flying, eye pokes, foul trouble. It was always personal, and earlier this same season Sheldon actually poked Caitlin in the eye. That clip is still circulating online, and now we are supposed to believe that this sudden knee to the groin is just part of aggressive play. It simply does not add up.
Every time the Indiana Fever plays the Connecticut Sun, it is a very... The
game was physical from start to finish. Sheldon was glued to Clark from the opening tip with constant contact, bump after bump. It was intense, but even with all that pressure, this final play clearly crossed the line. You do not extend your knee like that unless you are deliberately trying to send a message, and sadly the message was received loud and clear. We can hit Caitlin Clark and no one is going to stop us.
Did you guys notice all the coaches try to grab CC and pull?
And that is where the outrage begins, not just because Caitlin is injured again, but because the league still has not said a single word, no official statement, no medical update, no sense of accountability.
And I'm here to tell you, it is not a good moment in the fan base. Fans are quiet online. A lot of people are starting to look like they're reselling their All-Star tickets.
Fans are done playing along. At this point, people are actually reselling or giving away their All-Star game tickets. That is how far things have gone. They feel betrayed, and who can blame them? Caitlin Clark has been the main reason for WNBA ratings, jersey sales, national media coverage, everything, and yet every week she keeps taking hit after hit with no protection. And then came the bombshell. According to several league insiders, the WNBA is seriously considering suspending Jacy Sheldon following the controversial incident involving Caitlin Clark. And while the league has stayed publicly silent, internal talks are reportedly heating up, pushed not just by the injury itself, but by the overwhelming backlash from fans and sponsors alike.
Somebody, she hides it really well, and I don't know if hiding it or she handles it is probably the right thing to say. She handles the pressure. She handles all of the media spotlight, the attention.
Sources say the tipping point came when videos showing Clark in visible pain began circulating alongside slowed down replays of Sheldon's alleged groin-level contact. Suspension, even if short, would mark the league's first major disciplinary action in the Caitlin Clark era and could establish a new precedent moving forward. Whether it is for optics, actual justice, the pressure from the public may finally be forcing the WNBA to take action.
Caitlin Clark is getting hurt damn near every week.
This is not just bad officiating, this is institutional failure, and people are finally starting to say it out loud. Clark's current status is still uncertain. Reports suggest the injury could be a tear, possibly worse than before. And if that is true, she might miss more games or even the entire All-Star weekend, and that would be a major loss for the league, a disappointment for the fans, and to be honest, a serious hit to the credibility of the WNBA.
Player, the cash cow, the one who's the reason why the Indiana Fever are known across the...
Because when your biggest star is limping off the court and you choose to do nothing, what does it say about how you protect your players, and what does it reveal about how you treat her? This was not just a rough night in Boston. This might be the exact moment the league lost the trust of its fans, and just like that, the fan base flipped completely. We are talking full-scale mutiny mode.
while coaches were refusing to get a technical foul with all the play that's been going on all season long.
All it took was one more hit, one more dirty play, one more silent response from those in charge, and suddenly people started listing the WNBA All-Star tickets on resale sites like they were trying to get rid of cursed objects. No exaggeration, fans were literally giving them away. This was not just disappointment, it was protest, quiet but deliberate, and the message could not be clearer. If you will not protect Caitlin Clark, then we are done protecting your bottom line.
When you're in the WNBA and you have not one, not two, but three incompetent officials all at one time.
And fans are no longer just frustrated with the refs, they are looking higher, all the way up directly at WNBA leadership, because here's the part that really stings. Caitlin Clark is the league's biggest asset right now. Viewership is rising, jerseys are selling out, ESPN is locking in highlight packages, she is the main attraction, and yet week after week she is the one getting hacked, slammed, bumped, and bruised while the whistle does absolutely nothing but watch.
Caitlin Clark visibly upset with the referee, screaming on the referee.
Let's talk about the ref from that Jacy Sheldon incident, because he wasn't just nearby, he was right there, front row, nothing in his way. Caitlin Clark gets kneed hard in the groin, clearly in pain, and what does he do? Nothing, no flagrant, no tech, not even a delayed foul. And when Caitlin actually confronted him afterward, he stood there like he was staring at a blank, while the man had the emotional depth of a paper towel. And fans noticed, experts noticed, everybody noticed, because this wasn't a borderline play, this was obvious, and it's not the first time. Every week she's getting hit, whether it's an elbow to the back and eye poke, or now this, and every time the refs act like they're wearing a no contact filter that only switches off when Caitlin Clark is the one getting hurt.
More importantly, they're holding Kathy accountable. Kathy Engelbert is the commissioner of the league. She has yet to release a statement, yet to step in to address these WNBA refs.
And while we're talking silence, let's ask the loudest question. Where in the world is Kathy Engelbert? The WNBA commissioner hasn't said a single word. Not a press release. Not a tweet. Not even the classic PR line. We're reviewing the incident. She didn't stand by the refs. She didn't acknowledge Caitlin. She didn't do anything. It's been total radio silence. And now, fans aren't just frustrated. They're furious. They are climbing the ladder, skipping the league office entirely, and going straight to the top. They are calling out Engelbert by name, demanding leadership, demanding accountability. Because if your biggest star is getting injured in front of millions and the commissioner doesn't even flinch, then who exactly is running this show?
Many people could be petitioning for Adam Silver to possibly step in.
That's right. Adam Silver's name is now showing up everywhere. Fan forums, YouTube comment sections, Reddit threads. Wild, right? But that's how far this has gone. Fans are fed up, and they're saying if Kathy Engelbert won't step up, maybe the NBA will. There's even a petition circulating online demanding that Silver personally intervene and remove Engelbert from her position as WNBA commissioner. And it's not just a fringe movement. The signatures are stacking up fast. What started as frustration is quickly turning into a full-blown campaign.
You gotta speak up and speak out. At this point, they don't even care if we speak out.
The whole situation has fans and analysts alike asking a chilling question. Asterisk, is the WNBA quietly sacrificing its biggest star to maintain some illusion of parity? Asterisk, to avoid the optics of Caitlin Clark taking over the league too fast, too soon? That theory isn't just floating around Twitter. It's being debated on major platforms by credible voices. And that's what makes it terrifying. Because if there's even a sliver of truth to that, we're not just dealing with bad officiating anymore. We're talking about sabotage, plain and simple. And meanwhile, Caitlin is still showing up. Still dropping 14 points, still dishing assists, still filling arenas on one leg. She's limping through the pain while the league stays silent. And what's her reward? Another missed call, another injury scare, another viral clip of her on the floor while the refs swallow their whistles. And now the fans, they've had enough, completely.
You just see misstep after misstep after misstep. That has nothing to do.
Just when it seemed like the story could not get any crazier, boom, a fan in full Caitlin Clark gear got kicked out of TD Garden. That is right, while Jacy Sheldon is out here throwing knees like it is an MMA match. A guy wearing a Clark jersey was ejected for allegedly touching Sonya Rivers. No clear video, no official explanation, just security escorting him out. Meanwhile, the actual physical play on the court gets ignored. It is starting to feel like someone is rewriting the script in real time.
Wow, he's wearing a Caitlin Clark shirt. He's probably pissed off that y'all was cheating, bro.
Now hold on, because we have all seen the clip. It did not look violent. It did not even look like a confrontation. If anything, it looked like the guy was just clapping, but then out of nowhere security was on him like he had stormed the court. People online started raging. You can eat Caitlin Clark and stay in the game, but clap a little too hard and you are out. Make it make sense.
She literally got a Caitlin Clark fan ejected from the game.
And now we get to the hardest part to talk about. Is Caitlin Clark done for the season? Look, this was not just a minor tweak. Multiple sources have said it could be a serious groin tear, possibly worse than what she was already dealing with. That is why she was on the ground. That is why she limped off. That is why her teammates looked so shaken. Even they knew this was not just another bump.
No, this coach is just more concerned about playing along, playing politics.
She was finally getting her rhythm back. This was her 4th game after recovery, and she was solid. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. She looked like herself again. And then there's no update from the Indiana Fever, nothing from a league, just silence, while the biggest name in women's basketball may be out again, possibly long term.
Caitlin Clark, she is your star player. She's having an injury that is jumping. It's not one that is just staying in one area. It's jumping from quad to groin and now to another groin.
And you know what this puts in jeopardy? The All-Star game. The moment we have all been waiting for. Her inclusion alone was driving ratings through the roof. You know how many WNBA jerseys are being sold right now? Caitlin Clark account for nearly 60% of them. She is the face of this league. She is the reason non-WNBA fans are even tuning in. And if she is sidelined again, that is a direct hit to ticket sales, viewership, and momentum.
Okay, but this news is alarming for the league, and it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA.
She is the one bringing in the ratings, and they are letting her get wrecked. You cannot build your entire marketing campaign around a player and then let her take damage like she is expendable. That is not just bad management, that is sabotage. Now let us talk about the elephant in the room. What happens to Jacy Sheldon now? Because if you ask the fans, suspension at minimum. Many are saying she needs to be held immediately accountable, if not by the team, then by the league. The footage is damning. The timing is suspicious and the injury is real. This is not some hot take. It is the reality playing out in slow motion on every sports highlight reel across the internet.
They say the hype around Caitlin Clark is just hype. Like, no, she is an incredible basketball player. She does things on the court that we have not seen in the women's game.
And if the league does not act, the backlash will be nuclear. We are talking about the credibility of the WNBA on the line. New fans who came because of Caitlin Clark, Gen Z viewers, NBA crossovers, even international eyes, they are all watching how the league handles this. And if the takeaway is that stars do not get protection here, then what are we even doing?
What impresses me most about her is her ability to step up in big moments. When the bright lights are on, Caitlin Clark.
Sponsorships could start pulling out, TV partners could start asking questions. Adam Silver, who is already getting tagged in every other tweet, might be forced to step in, not as a courtesy, but to save face. We have seen it in other leagues before. Concussions in the NFL, load management drama in the NBA when public pressure mounts, change has to happen. So this raises the bigger question: is this the WNBA's wake-up call? Because whether you are a Caitlin Clark fan or not, you should want your stars.
Because she's a ball-dominant guard. She's a distributor of the bat.
Protected, you should want accountability, and right now it feels like that is being ignored. Let us not get it twisted. This is not about hating on Sheldon. This is not about favoritism. This is about protecting the players who are carrying this league on their backs, because like we said earlier, Caitlin Clark is not just a player, she is the movement. So here is the message for the league: do better, protect your stars, or risk losing the very audience you just worked so hard to build. Subscribe to the channel to get updates on all the latest news of the WNBA.